I wear my sunglasses at night. Hey, how's it going, everyone? We are back for the new episode 211, The Frat Party.
Oh my gosh. Everyone in the world and their brother is saying that this is the best episode yet, and I have to agree.
And
absolutely.
Especially my brother also said that.
This is going to be the last time you're going to see us in this capacity.
In the same room.
In the same room, recap. We're still going to recap.
We'll be in different cities because I'm moving to Indianapolis.
We'll still be here next week, just not sitting next to each other. Everyone is getting Danny B pumped up because tonight the goal is for him to kiss a girl. I love how nervous Courtney is. Meanwhile, Mike feeling totally left out.
Kind of a road not taken thing. Very poetic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very Robert Frost.
Yeah. But it turns out that the frat guys remember him and really liked him and thought he was a cool guy.
Surprised me.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Meanwhile, Marshall did not get on the list.
I love how Steph is really rubbing off on Marshall. He's saying words like R.A. soiree.
The R.A. soiree and K-R-A-Z. But speaking of Steph, she and Brittany are the only two that didn't go to the party.
So they decide to stay back and stay crazy, and how they get crazy is by screaming the word vagina.
Vagina. Brittany's really giggly and nervous and everything when she's high. And Steph is like a normal person when she's high.
That to me was the funniest part of this episode. Gosh. The way that was just written as to be like the fact that she is so high-strung all the time that a mellow-out drug doesn't make her mellow, it makes her normal.
At the party, I just want to say Josh is a killer DJ.
He kind of went back to his old self. That's like the Josh that I'm more used to.
Meanwhile, Aadit is kind of feeling the way that Mike has been feeling because everyone was really nice to him to get on the list, and now they're just ignoring him.
That they're being really fickle. I felt bad for him.
I felt bad for him too. He made a good point because we've seen a lot of everyone turning against Andy, everyone turning against Mike, and then not that they're turning against Aadit, but they're just kind of ignoring him after they kind of used him for something. And when he said that the floor is kind of fickle, I was like, yeah. I guess that's kind of... Courtney and Danny B are looking for potential kissing partners for Danny. And I love how picky Courtney was being. And first I thought it was because eventually she was going to be the one that was like, never mind, I want him for myself. But we have erased all doubts of that because it's not that kind of story, Benji.
It's not that kind of show, guys.
It's not that kind of story, Benji. I loved when she pointed out Mystery Hot Girl, and he's like... No, too boring. And she's talking to a guy who's oh my god. You could tell he was bored. Will Brittany break up with Derek next week? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Well, I have no idea. I'm always wrong. No matter what I guess, I'm always wrong. But I think definitely it's got to come soon.
So Danny B gets his first kiss. And he's a good kisser, I have to say.
I was not paying attention to that.
Well, I was. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would say that kiss was a 10. It was romantic comedy quality.
Really?
Yeah. It was good. It did not look like a first kiss. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Mark and Courtney make the connection that they know each other from some Greek mixers and stuff. And then Mark starts talking about Brittany. And he was really disgusting. Sometimes guys say things that didn't really happen.
True.
Yeah. Sometimes guys are jerks. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't do something that he's describing.
Either way, he disgraced her name in front of Mike, and clearly Mike still
obviously has a lot of feelings for her.
Yeah.
And I was
to the point where he is willing to punch him in the face and start a fight.
Engage in fisticuffs. I was really glad that he made that choice because I think he could have been bitter about it, especially after all the kind of dark place that he's been for a long time, being very kind of down on himself.
Yeah.
He could have taken this and been oh, well, I guess Brittany is a skank, and I'm going to go rub this in her face in front of Derek. And obviously, he really cares about Brittany.
He fought for her
Yay!
honor.
I know he fought for her honor, and I was so excited. And then, the whole fight scene was amazing.
I thought what was cool was that they weren't just punching Mark for saying the bad thing.
No, it was a brawl.
5 South versus Pine New.
Right. Yeah, it was.
For the honor of Brittany Wilcox.
Yay.
If she only knew. And when she finds out...
Oh my gosh, she's going to be A, humiliated, and B, eternally grateful. I loved that all the guys were like ready to jump in there and fight and help out Mike, because they didn't even know why he was fighting. That's a true test of friendship. Like, you don't even know what happened, if they started it, if they're at fault, but you're like, that's my friend, I'm gonna go help them. And the scene after the fight where they're like all four sitting there and they've got black eyes and like bandaged hands.
Best scene in Norm Life so far.
Oh my gosh. And then Mike opens up because they're like, yeah, we're always gonna be there for you, and he cries and I cried and it was just like a mess.
These are the true moments of college. This is where you really discover about yourself. I'm glad those four guys are back together, and they are a really good group.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's like, we've had this serious moment with tears, and all of a sudden there's like this flash, and it's like, Gopher Reed in the South 5.
I hope we get to hear the band. I'm glad that Mike was told some of the things that he was told.
Just like, because they didn't realize.
Like, honestly, I think that Mike was definitely in the right. He didn't feel included because he had not been included.
Right. They apologized and they were like, we should have noticed that you were struggling. They were really good about being apologetic and understanding where he was coming from. Before they walked home, Marshall shows up. He got drunk by himself. Poor guy.
So not only did he not fit in with the floor,
but he didn't even end up hanging out with the RAs. Mike is like, Marshall, do you want a hug? No. And then he
hops over there.
He runs up and gives him a hug. So sweet. And it was neat to see Mike do that, because right before then, he was like, I really feel like I've been like Marshall. And so he kind of knows how Marshall feels now, which is kind of what we talked about, that it's been like this for Marshall and Mike. And, Mike kind of realizes how much of a loner Marshall has to be sometimes because of his position and also because of his attitude that he takes sometimes. And so he was really kind of like empathetic and give him a hug. And Marshall accepted it, really which was sweet. Beautiful.
There's love, but it's not spoken.
It was an awesome episode. And because it was so awesome, and because this is our last time to do this together, like in person,
we're changing our
We're going to change the rules a little bit. And we're instead of thumbs up, thumbs down, we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs up.
Whoa, we just threw you for a loop.
Whoa, okay. So, who's your first thumbs up for?
My first thumb up this week goes to Mike, because we finally saw him in the turnaround.
Yes.
And he had a great week. He stood up for the honor of Brittany. I saw him act like a gentleman. Offering his embrace to Marshall as well, reaching out to someone who was feeling alone. And I think he was great.
Yeah, and my first thumbs up goes to Mike as well. So 2 thumbs up for Mike. Yay! So our second thumbs up.
It's a joint thumbs up.
It's a joint thumbs up for everyone on the floor, because everyone was awesome.
I'm gonna also bend the rules and say I'm gonna do a who to watch for the combination of Mike plus Brittany.
Okay.
Because she's going to find out how he stood up for her, and I want to know the first thing that comes out of her mouth when she sees him.
My who to watch is Danny B, because Lacey, who he met at the party, said that she put her I loved her. She was so great. She was so organized. She's perfect for Danny B. And she was like, I put my phone number in your phone so you can call me sometime and we'll go get food. And it was just like, she kind of had the same nervous energy that Danny had.
We have a really good thing to consider. How do you think Aadit will react to the fight that broke out at the Pinu party? Do you think that he will remain faithful to his floormates in defending the honor of Brittany?
Or is he going to stay loyal to his frat house?
So let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys next week in a new format. So until then, bye guys.
Bye.